everyone, welcome back to another segment of Empowering Brokers with Jay Patel. In the previous segment, Jay told us some really shocking news as to how these real estate portals are becoming wealthy by using brokers' money and assets and then coming back into the market to compete directly with the brokers, the same brokers that made them strong. Isn't that right, Jay?
That's absolutely correct, Donnie. Now, besides that, there's many other things that we discussed. Now, for example, we've already established that technology is incredibly important, right, in the first segment. Second, we've established that the broker's greatest asset is his listing. Then we realized in segment 3 that the brokers are actually giving away those listings to the portals, and the portals are becoming extremely wealthy using the broker's assets. That was all bad, and that was not great for the broker. But what's worse, what we said, is that those same portals are now coming back into the market and competing with the brokers that made them strong, as you rightly said.
Right.
This is precisely the reason why these pay-per-listing model or these type of websites don't exist in markets that are organized and structured and more developed like the US. Because in those countries, those sites understand without those listings, those sites are nothing. They value the listing. They want the brokers to put the listings on. They don't charge the brokers for those listings. That doesn't happen in India.
But Jai, in India, what can brokers do to finally win? How can they take back control and market their valuable property listings without the portals?
Yeah, so the first thing the brokers have to do, as we've discussed before, is stop giving away their listings, right? Now, in that process, there's a couple of other things that are very important, which is the security of their own data. One of the things that happens when you give your listings to the portals is that you take your valuable information and you're putting it into a third-party site without knowing when that data can ever be sold, as we have seen already happen with Quicker, Common Floor, Housing, Makan, all these sites that either were acquired or did the acquiring. That data that was on those sites can be compromised, right?
Right.
So that's a problem number 2. And the third issue is, why shouldn't the brokers benefit? Why should it be that the owners of the portals, whether it be Magic Bricks or 99 Acres or Prop Tiger, why should they be the ones that benefit? My argument is very simple. Brokers, the listings are ours. We should have full security in knowing where that data is going. We should be able to control where it goes, and we should benefit.
This is all great, Jai. But tell me something. How can the brokers take back control of the industry? How can they know that their data is safe? Also, what about their listings? How can they benefit from their listings?
Invest in ourselves. Why are we taking our assets and giving them to somebody else? The moment you take your data and you put it in someone else's hands, it is no longer safe. The concept is simple. They need to take back control by investing in themselves. So put our listings on a site that is designed exclusively for the brokers, just like the MLS is in the US.
You mentioned MLS a couple of times before, but can you explain us exactly as to what an MLS is for the benefit of our viewers?
The MLS is essentially a central database, right? But what makes an MLS so different compared to any other portal that we have in India is this. On a portal, I consider them to be one-dimensional, right? What do we have on a portal? Take Magic Bricks or 99 Acres. On these sites, you have just listings, correct? So brokers will come on and list their properties. A homeowner may come on and list his property. That's what a portal is.
Right.
And then you as a buyer can go visit the portal and look and do your search. And once you're done, you close it and it's done. Now, what's completely different on an MLS is that MLS is a B2B product. That means, number one, it has no access by the general public. This product is a professional tool, and it is overseen and administered by a group of professionals that require the members who are using the MLS, they must abide by a code of ethics. And it is made sure that they operate legally and properly. These type of things don't happen on a portal. That's why you have these junk listings, right? You notice you had a listing that was no longer available.
Exactly.
That does not happen in the MLS. In the MLS system, you have listings just like the portal. But the second thing that is most important that you have in the MLS is you have all the buyer's data. So you say, Jay, how is that possible? How do you have buyer data? So let me explain. The brokers are members of an MLS system. So they subscribe, right? This is a professional tool that they are using.
Right.
A broker has two types of clients, buyers and sellers. So that broker will input all of the seller's data, the listing, into the MLS. But the broker also takes the buyer's data and he inputs the buyer's requirements into the MLS. So what you have now is all the buyers and all their information, all the sellers and all their information. And now, just like a simple example, like Shadi.com or a matrimonial site,
Right.
you've got boys and girls and there's matches.
Right.
Okay? So in the MLS, you've got buyers and sellers and there's automatic matches.
Wow.
On the portals, that never happens. When you take a listing and you put it on the portal, now you are waiting. Maybe tomorrow some buyer might see it, or next week, or next month. It can be 5 months.
Right.
But on the MLS system, the reason why it is the most efficient system that is used in countries like the US is the moment the listing is added into the MLS system, instantly it is matched with all the buyers and then it's shared with everybody within seconds. So you don't have to wait for next week, next month, next year. That's why the MLS is so effective in making sure that the transactions happen quickly. And the biggest thing is security, you asked me. The MLS is overseen by professionals, a professional group of brokers, or in this case, an association. That association makes sure that that data is safe. It doesn't go outside. It is never sold off, and it's not stolen outside of that. And it is not sold like a company, like what happened with Quicker or Common Floor or some of these other transactions we've seen.
Right.
But I hope I've answered your question in understanding what exactly is an MLS. It is very much different from the portal because it is not one-dimensional. It is a two-dimensional, has buyers and sellers on the platform. And two, it is a B2B product, not a B2C. So therefore, there is no junk data, and it is administered by a code of conduct. These three things make the MLS head and shoulders above anything that India has right now.
All these things are really fascinating, Jai. But I'm sure viewers want to know, are all these things possible in India?
It's absolutely possible here.
I want to know more about it in the next segment. So all the viewers out there, stay tuned because our next segment is going to be very, very interesting. This is Empowering Brokers with Jay Patel.